So some areas are so bad, they carry dangerous products at the store. I talked about this before. It's best to keep it random where you go shopping. And what I would do is I would write down a series of stores in the area. And once you're out in the car, roll the dice and let fate help you decide where you will go shopping. Too many times people go shopping at their favorite stores. They buy the same products, so it's very easy to tamper with certain grocery products that the military will bet that you will buy. And I'll explain what some of these things will do. They have toothpaste that attacks the enamel on your teeth, and it gets your teeth to fall out. They have hair products like hair gel. They have stuff called styling wax. And I guess they're putting this in shampoo too. But what it does is it builds up in your hair and makes it so your hair has like a perm at first. Your hair will start getting real curly. And I've noticed people in this area, white people that develop like afros. And I'm sure they put this in hair products that are designed for black people as well. And it's some sort of wax that builds up and makes it so that people's hair stays very curly. They also have products with huge doses of fluoride in there. And a side effect of fluoride is men have trouble maintaining an erection. So you see all these ads on TV or on the internet for Viagra. Well, the reason a lot of men have problems with that department is due to the fact that the military and their corporations are dumping huge amounts of fluoride in certain products that are causing that to happen. So I've noticed that they've put this fluoride, and it tastes kind of salty. And their favorite things to put this stuff in is stuff like coffee and salted mixed nuts. I went to Aldi's and I got a couple of bags here of mixed nuts. And as soon as I started eating these nuts, I could not get an erection. So I stopped eating those nuts, and in a day or two, it all went back to normal. I also had a problem with coffee. I bought some coffee at Hannaford, and as soon as I drank it, I noticed that I was experiencing something like an altered state. I was very nervous, and everything looked kind of weird. I felt like I had been drugged, and I brought all those products right back to the store, and I went shopping somewhere else, and I did not have a problem like that anymore. So the last thing you want to do is if you drink something and you feel like you have anxiety or are experiencing an altered state, the last thing you want to do is to keep on drinking or using that product, because I believe that it will build up and just get worse and worse. So just make a list of what you ate before you start experiencing something, and I'm sure you can narrow it down. And a good way to make them stop is to show them that you're not going to put up with that, and that's by returning anything like that. And all you say is that your product here is getting me sick. Say, I brought this home, I ate this, and I got very sick. I had something like an allergic reaction due to this. And if you bring in a camera and you record that, they don't like it at all, because they don't like any negative press. They don't like being caught in the act. So bring in a camera and record yourself returning the products to them. And if enough of us put this information on the internet, they'll stop doing this, period. But currently they are putting lots of drugs in the food to cause people to have all sorts of problems. Anxiety problems, hair loss, tooth loss, reproductive problems. This is all designed to break the American public. You can imagine a husband or wife are trying to make a business happen, and they've invested all their time, all their heart, and all their money into a business, and for some reason nobody could find them or go in there. And then to top it all off, they're having a reproductive problem in the bedroom. This is the custom designed artwork of our U.S. military and these giant corporations. This is what they spend all their money on doing. This is what they enjoy, breaking the American middle class. And this is how they do it. This is how they destroy the family unit. This is how they break up loving marriages. This is how they bankrupt families. This is how they destroy your nation and turn it into a third world communist nightmare. So I guess this goes with the products here, irritants. I have found that they put irritants in some clothes. So if you're ever, you put on socks and you start having a rash on your feet, throw out the pair of socks. They're no good. Also shoes. They have something that irritates your foot. I don't know what it is, but it might be some sort of a fiber in the boot. And it was basically putting a callus or a sore right in the top of my foot, right along the bone connected to my big toe. So I don't know if it's some sort of chemical or some sort of fiber. It doesn't stand out too much, but over time it will irritate your foot. So once again, use the dice to randomly select what place you're going to go shopping. I know it sucks, but it's better than getting a packet of t-shirts that will give you a rash. If you ever wear something and you take it off and you have a problem with a rash, your skin is irritated and red, it's some chemical they've used on the t-shirts. Oftentimes these are fresh out of their package. Like a package of t-shirts from Walmart gave me a rash, and I even washed them a few times by themselves and then try to wear them again and the rash returned. You don't want that chemical to get on the rest of your clothes in the wash or get on your kids' clothes. So you bring it back. And once they told me they do not take back open t-shirts, I just left it there on the counter. But what would really irritate them is to do something like that, sell you something that's hurting your skin, and you go to return it to Walmart and they refuse to take it back, and it's all on camera. So that'll be a nice little commercial that people could see on the internet alongside of their shining Walmart commercials on TV. That Walmart's just the best corporation on the planet. That's why they're so successful. They never tell you that they're so successful is because they work with the military on killing all their competition, so they could be the only place that provides the American people with clothes that they can then tamper with to cause the American people all sorts of problems. They'll never tell you that on their commercials. So it'll be up to us to expose Walmart for all their true activities. Alright, the same thing as if you go to a car mechanic. Take all your personal items out of that car, your CDs, every personal item in that car, you want to take it all out. The kids' toys, everything out. Because they'll do the same type of stuff the people at your house will do. So empty out the whole vehicle, get all your personal stuff out of that car. They're just idiots that are paid to do one idiotic thing after the next to you, and this is a process that will eventually wear on you, and people end up snapping. Anything could be the straw that breaks the camel's back, in their opinion. So they're constantly doing little idiotic things to you, hoping that will be that straw. You never want to buy a car where you can smell the exhaust in the cab of the truck or car and think, oh, it's just an old car, that's how they smell. No. You got an exhaust leak in the exhaust system. At some point, exhaust is coming out of it and it's going right into the cab of the car. You do not want you and your family to inhale that every time you go for a car ride. That's another way the military will sell you something that will sicken you and cause problems for you. And when you go to auto mechanics, don't go to the slum mechanics. I would bring it to this dealership over here, but they're way too expensive. This guy's real cheap. Yeah, this guy's a scumbag that will do all sorts of messed up things to your car so that you will continue to have problems with your car and continue to bring it back to him so he could fix it and then cause something else to go wrong. So I would recommend going to the more well-known mechanics, and if you have any problem, once again, bring in your camera and record any problems that you may be having with these people. So once I get the car back from the mechanic's garage, no matter where I bring it, I would highly recommend spraying the whole thing down with ammonia and wiping everything down. I brought my car into one mechanic's garage, and when I got it back, what appeared to be black ash was all in my ventilation system right here. So this was all in the air vent when I got it back from this mechanic's garage. My guess is that has something to do with black mold. So it wouldn't hurt to continuously clean your car with the ammonia solution, with ammonia and water. And once again, I will refer you to the series called Mold Utilized as a Bioweapon. To tell you a story, I brought my bike. I have a 15-speed mountain bike, and I brought it in to get some work on the brakes done. And when I got it back, I went for a bike ride, and later that night, when I was taking a shower, I noticed my hair was falling out. So the guy had put something onto the bike handles. So I took a bucket, I put in like 2 cups of bleach, in a large bucket, and for 24 hours I soaked each side of the handlebars, and that would take off anything on the handles. So something like that may also be put on the steering wheel of your car. So maybe you want to take some bleach and pour it onto a rag and wipe down your steering wheel, on the handles, the steering wheel, and the gear shift, that sort of thing, and then spray and wipe off the extra bleach. Almost all of hair loss is due to these people that are putting some sort of chemical. I don't know if it's acid based or what it is, but usually they apply it when you go in for a haircut. You know how the barber will spray water on your hair as he goes to cut it? It will have a chemical in there that will get your hair to fall out. They have a thing with making everybody bald. Also the laundromat. If you have to wash your clothes in a laundromat, you have to stay there and keep an eye on your clothes, because they will mess with your clothes. One time I went to a laundromat, I put everything in the wash, and then I went down to a local diner to get something to eat. And when I got back, they had dumped something in with the clothes. So the clothes had a terrible smell to them. And they had switched a few things. They had stolen some of my clothes and threw in some of their clothes. And they stunk. So I had to end up throwing all my clothes away. So you cannot leave your clothes unattended. You gotta stay there while they're being washed, and you gotta stay there while they're being dried. Then you take it, fold it, and leave. They will get into everything. If you're staying at a hotel, I've been known to leave a few things in a room, but it wouldn't hurt to keep most of the stuff in the car. It really wouldn't hurt. Like if you have a bunch of suitcases, it wouldn't hurt to leave that in the car and just bring in what you need. I don't want to make anyone paranoid, but I just want to tell you that they'll just use their electronic key card and just buzz right into the room. So you just don't bring all your suitcases and all your stuff there, leave it all there, and just run out the whole day and go out with your kids the whole day and leave everything back there while you're off with your family. You start getting wise to what you could do to kind of protect yourself from these insects. They have all little games they play designed to bother somebody. So I live up here in New Hampshire, and I have a minivan that is not too good in the snow. I went to the tire place, and they kept on pressuring me to get the substandard all-season tire. They said they have a bunch of them, everybody's getting them, this is the only thing in stock, they don't have anything else. That's the only thing that they could sell me. They'll do things like this to pressure you into doing things they want. So they would like nothing more than to force me into buying snow tires that don't really work too well. So I did some research about winter tires, and I looked up snow tires that would fit that rim. And the Goodyear website has all sorts of videos advertising all the cool snow tires that they have that will fit the van, because they're in the business to sell tires. So then I called up Goodyear and asked how much it would cost for them to ship the tires to my house. So I called back up Town Fair Tire, and I said to them, hey, I'm going to have those tires, those snow tires, that's impossible for you guys to get. I'm going to have them shipped to my house. So could I bring those over to you to have them installed in the vehicle once they get shipped over here? So of course they could do that. So never let these guys pressure you to do it their way. And they'll do it by lying and making it seem like it's drastic, that the problem has to be solved that day. And the only way it will be solved is by doing the substandard way that's not as good as the right way of doing things. They find that people make the poorest decisions when they feel rushed. So they try to lie and make you believe that you have to make a decision right now by doing what they want. That's the only choice that you have. So it's always good if things are getting stressed out, say, okay, I'll be in touch, and leave and go home and think it out. You don't have to get it done right then. You can wait until the next weekend or a couple of days, or just go out and get some air and think about things away from those people. Just get away from them for a few minutes will help clear your mind. Just the worst thing to do is to get angry at them. That's another way they find that they can really control people, is by getting them agitated. Then they are at their best, acting more and more calm, because they love to see you in an agitated state. The more agitated you become, the better they like things. So when you stay calm, you take everything away from them that they could use against you. But if you start getting agitated or angry, they know they're very close to controlling you and controlling the situation, and they love it. So don't get agitated or angry, because that's what they're going for.